have spent the last 25 plus years in the sales arena, from everything from being an individual contributor as a sales rep myself to being an SDR, then regional VP of sales, worldwide sales trainer, VPs of SDR programs, you name it, I've pretty much done it when it comes to the sales arena. And that's what kind of gives me a unique advantage, where I'm able to connect the dots a lot quicker than other people can, because I've seen the impact of the roles and how they affect each other's departments. That's a great question, because if you ask 5 different people, they'll probably give you 5 different answers. But for me, sales development is the engine that drives the demand gen. And what that means, when I say engine, is that is the team that gives the salespeople the leads they need so that they can close business quicker. So they're the engine that drives the sales. Sales development, when I first began back at Intercall, it didn't exist. It was called inside sales, but it was more like an account management type of role. But what started happening was companies wanted to close deals quicker. They were feeling like the sales cycle was way too long, and that the people they were paying so much money for, their AEs, that they were wasting their time doing all the cold calling and sourcing. And they're like, wait a minute, if we could get that person in front of customers more, then we'll be more successful. So that's kind of the birth of how sales development came to be. It really fluctuated out of companies wanting to shorten the sales cycle. So in the past, it was really hodgepodge. It was kind of, let's try this, let's do this. It was, nobody really knew how to do it. The SDR folks were paid less. They're in their office, they're sourcing, they're blueprinting is what we call it, and they're cold calling like crazy. So now sales development is if you ask me, the most critical role of a company when it comes to their sales cycle and their sales funnel. Currently, sales development is defined as the partner to the outside sales team who helps them close business quicker. Their job is to set qualified appointments, not just any appointment like in the past. Now they've got to be qualified, they've got to be accepted by the AE. And so what that means is the SDRs need to have a lot more business acumen. They need to understand the solutions more. They need to understand personas. They need to understand the impact that whatever they're selling will have on the end user. So it takes now way more skills, more knowledge, and a lot more training and enablement to have a successful SDR program. Personally, I think it's going to become bigger. It's going to become a much bigger part of companies even. Right now, every company I've been talking to has been growing their SDR program, but it's going to even get bigger. And I feel like, especially after COVID and what adjustment that took with people working more remote, we hired amazing people remote. And so I think what's going to happen is companies are going to expand the SDR roles, hire more people globally, and then be able to really kind of reduce their AEs so that they can then get much more qualified leads out to specific people, because that's really where the rubber meets the road at that point. So I believe it's going to get bigger and it's going to grow. And so there's going to become more layers within SDRs. A lot of times there's an SDR leader or sales manager, and then there's maybe a director, maybe a VP, but I think it's even going to become more so, where it's going to really be its own real department. Oh, yeah, there is. There's a couple that just come to mind immediately. Fanatical prospecting. I mean, most people know about it, but if you haven't, even if you read it 4 years ago, you've got to go back and read it. For SDRs, it is one of the top 3 books I would recommend, and that's by Jeb Blount. It's phenomenal, and it is just filled with actionable things that people can do. My last role, we rolled it out to the entire team. We had goals around every chapter that we did, and so it's a real good hands-on. And then the other one that comes to mind is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is critical for anybody. It's just a great read, and it's got specific, tangible things that you can do to help become better at managing your life and organizing things better.